big cat. Welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, I'm a high priestess light walker here to guide your way through the waves of life. We'll find a new path to embrace. Tarot, astrology, numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising Big Cat Fire Signs. Welcome or welcome back to Big Cat Astrology, Big Cat Wave, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. The planetary hot topics to add to your almanac over the next 7 days. On the 8th of September, the Sun in Virgo's opposition to Saturn in Pisces. You may find yourself facing limitations and challenges during this time. The energy of Virgo, with its focus on detail and practicality, clashes with the dreamy, sometimes evasive nature of Pisces. There can be a strong sense of duty or responsibility weighing heavily upon you. This opposition might bring up issues related to authority figures or older individuals in your life. It's essential to maintain a balance between your need for order and the flow of life. The fixed star, Den Bola in Virgo, can bring a sense of unpredictability and rebellion during this transit, urging you to think outside the box while facing these challenges. On the 9th, Mercury enters Virgo. This transit is in its domicile in Virgo and will last until the 29th of September 2024. Mercury is at its most analytical and efficient in Virgo. During this period, communication becomes clear, precise and detail orientated. It's an excellent time to focus on tasks that require critical thinking and attention to detail. However, be mindful of not being overly critical of yourself or others. The fixed star Sept near Mercury in Virgo offers protection and success, enhancing your ability to achieve excellence in your endeavors. On the 10th, the Moon in Sagittarius sextiles Venus in Libra. A sense of adventure blends harmoniously with the desire for beauty and balance. You may feel more optimistic and ready to socialize or seek out new experiences. Relationships, especially in the romantic areas, can benefit from this positive and uplifting energy. It's a good day to express affection and enjoy the lighter side of life. The fixed star Antares in Sagittarius may add a touch of intensity and passion, encouraging you to pursue your desires with enthusiasm. On the 11th, the Moon in Sagittarius opposition to Jupiter in Gemini. There may be a struggle between the desire for freedom and the need for expansion. You may feel torn between pursuing your goals and accommodating others. There is a risk of overindulgence or being overly optimistic, leading to impractical decisions. Try to find a middle ground where you can explore new possibilities without commitment. The fixed star Betelgeuse in Gemini may enhance your desire for recognition and success, but be cautious of letting pride get in the way of your true intentions. On the 12th, the Sun in Virgo squares Jupiter in Gemini. You may experience a clash between your practical responsibilities and your desire for growth. Overconfidence or a tendency to take on too much can lead to challenges. It's important to stay grounded and not overestimate your abilities or resources. The square can bring opportunities for growth, but they must be approached with caution and discernment. The fixed star Aldebaran in Gemini encourages determination and integrity, which can help you navigate the complexities of this transit with honor and success. On the 13th, the Sun in Virgo trines the Moon in Capricorn. A harmonious connection between your inner emotions and outer expression. You may find it easier to align your goals with your feelings, creating a sense of stability and purpose. This is an excellent time for practical achievements and for making steady progress towards your long-term goals. You may feel more emotionally grounded and capable of handling responsibilities. The fixed star Vega in Capricorn offers wisdom, artistic talents, encouraging you to use creativity and strategic thinking to reach your objectives. On the 14th, the moon in Capricorn trines Uranus in Taurus. There is a blend of stability and innovation during this time. You might feel the urge to make changes in a structured and practical way. Unexpected opportunities could arise, allowing you to implement new ideas with confidence. This energy is supportive of making practical but forward-thinking decisions. The fixed star Fomalhaut in Aquarius near the influence of Uranus can bring inspiration and idealism, helping you to see the bigger picture and to take innovative steps forward. Please stay tuned in for the tarot reading to follow. Big Cat Wave. Namaste! Grand Rising Big Cat Fire Signs. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your messages for the next 7 days. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Big Cat Wave. Let's dive right in and unpack. You have the energy of a double six, darling dears. And you have a 6 on top. And you have 6s at the side, darling. Good golly and gosh. So you've got 666 on the tableau, darling dears. It tells me that something that's worrying you, right? That you need to pay more attention to, okay? Pay attention to your thoughts around it, darling dears. Okay, this is about taking you off your gangster. It's about you reflecting more on a situation. Okay, it's about you being aware of allowing negative thoughts, your ego, which is not your amigo, to take over the situation, darling dears. Yeah. The energy of the 666 is not as scary as you've been led to believe. It represents much to focus on, darling dears, in the real world rather than the spiritual world. It's where your eyes are at this moment in time. Your eyes are focused on the Malkuth when you should be focusing on Kiefer blood. Yeah, how about that? It's about you lightening up your focus, darling dears, so that you can have a truly meaningful life going forward. Okay, the energy of the 6. You could be a life path 6, darling dears, or the numbers 6, 15 and 24 will be prevalent in your life over the next 7 days, as well as the master number 33. So you're a spiritual teacher. It also speaks about your resilience and that you've found the level of peace, but you have to what? Maintain it, darling dears, by not being caught up in your conscious mind. Okay? The energy of the 6 is ruled by the letters F, O and X, as well as Venus. Venus rules Taurus and Libra, as well as the letters U, V and W. Okay, Venus is the heart chakra, the 639. Play that at night time to open up your heart, darling dears. It also speaks about you being a nurturer, so nurturing to others but as well as to yourself. So be nurturing to yourself, darling dears. Get out of your cranium. Okay. Your luckiest numbers will be the 3, 6 and 9. Your luckiest days will be Thursday, Friday and Sunday. Avoid the numbers 1, 5 and 7. The number 6 is ruled by the astrological aspect of a sextile. So this tells me this is extremely supporting, and it wants your relationships to flow harmoniously, darling dears. It's about you also learning from past mistakes, okay? And if the biggest mistake is being caught up in your cranium, get out of your cranium. Just saw 333 on the counter, darling dears. This is telling me that good news is coming towards you, but you have to what? Believe in yourself. The energy of the 333 is the higher octave of 9, darling dears, the 369, and I just called it for you, darling dears. Your luckiest numbers over the next few days. Okay. It also tells me the energy of the 6 is about your responsibility. You're a loving person, darling, extremely caring, but it's also about how you use your words over the next 7 days, darling dears. Too hypercritical of yourself and of other people. Okay, pay attention to that. The energy of the 6 also speaks of your home and family, darling dears. Somebody's going to be planning some kind of a social occasion at home. Okay. The energy of the 6 Venus is about what? It's about beauty. It's about artistry, whatever artistry you're putting out there, darling dears. But it's also about money. What's that? Skrilla.com, darling dears. Something is being assured for you. We have the energy of the 6 according to the low shoe grid. This is a northeastwardly direction. Can you see it? The energy of the 6, darling dears. Lean in, bestie. Lean in. It speaks about it speaks of helpful people coming towards you, darling dears. People turning up at just the right moment to assist in whatever it is that you're trying to conquer. It also speaks about you being very focused on your spiritual life. And being on your spiritual life, you have to be what? You can't be caught up in your cranium, darling dears. You're leaving it, keeping yourself trapped within a fish bowl. This is about opening up your consciousness to the universe, darling dears. It also speaks of any form of travel you got going on, that it's going to be going well, darling dears, whether it's physically or online. Remember, I told you that. This is about sharing the skills that you've acquired, darling dears. Okay. The energy of Venus is about your personal magnetism, darling dears, and it also speaks about you being more sensual at this moment in time, but definitely luck is on your side. Remember, I told you that. Okay. The energy of the 3, darling dears. Are you ready for it, bestie? A large amount of money is coming in at a hot trot. Remember, I told you that luck is on your side. But you have to also be careful when that money comes in, that you're not hoodwinked into making some kind of investment, giving out money that is going to be detriment to you, darling dears. So be on the alert for that. Okay. You have the energy of the 3, so this is the 3rd house, darling dears, as well as the 6th house. Okay, the 3rd house is Gemini, the 6th house is Virgo energy. So it's about your communication. You could be putting communication out there, because the 3rd house is about the telephone or TV. Something that you're putting out there, darling dears, is going to bring a major return to you. Okay. It's the communication, possibly in your community, with your neighbors, younger siblings, extended family members, darling dears. Maybe it's a contract that's coming in that you're going to be joint with a family member. Who knows? But your ground transportation, everything is going fine. Beware of boats and asthma. Okay. All right. Confirmation. Did you not hear it, darling dears? Okay. What else? What else can I say about this? The energy of the 3rd house, darling dears, also speaks about language. You could be learning a higher language. It also speaks about learning in general. Maybe you're going to some kind of a course, taking something online, or showing up at a university or college. Okay. The energy of the 3rd house also speaks about what? Gossip, darling dears. Gossip is being delivered on your behalf. Remember, I told you that. Listen. You think you're free, but listen, somebody still has your coattail, darling dears. The energy of the 3 also speaks about you being in a group. You're going to be your authentic self, darling dears, and this is going to get group approval or help. As I said, help is on the way. Get out of your head. Okay, let's get the overall oracle ancestral message for my fire signs. Thank you. Good Tony and gosh. The word for you is freedom, darling dears. Get out of your head. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Yes, you do, darling dears. And happiness is an inside job. People can come and add to your table, darling dears, but they cannot be the sole responsibility of carrying your happiness. This reminds me of the Fool card, freedom, a new beginning. Somebody's also going to be meeting a new partner, whether it's for love or business or friendship, darling dear. Someone is definitely coming in. The Fool card is air plus Uranus energy, so the unpredictability. You're not expecting this, darling dears. Okay, this partner coming in will be, there's going to be an age difference, but it's about you taking a risk, utilizing this opportunity, trusting in the universe, darling dears. But something definitely involving some form of technology. Again, the Uranus energy. This is about you taking a giant leap of faith, darling dears, but it's leaping towards a new beginning. This is about you being a rebel, darling dears, not going with the flow. Yeah, surrendering to the process. New beginning. I can release my need to control. The only thing you've got to control is yourself, darling dears. Everything is outside of yourself. Right, to the decks. Base of your deck, darling dears, the 5. So this is conflict and confusion, darling dears, but it's also bringing about a major change in your life. The energy of the 5 also represents the word freedom, darling dears. Yeah, you still have the 2 of Cups. This is some kind of emotional lesson that you're getting over, possibly even an ending of a relationship. It speaks about the lack of love and despair that you felt in that situation, darling dears. But it also speaks about it being a necessary loss or a necessary sadness to realize that you still had the 2 of Cups, still able to attract a second chance into your life. This is a message for someone. Okay, let's give it a good shufti. See what your relationships are like. So there was definitely some tension in the situation, darling dears. Yeah, look at this. 5 of Wands, arguments, gossiping, darling dears. People putting you in secret competition. Yes, you know those secret competitions. You didn't even know you was part of the race. Yeah, energy of the 5 of Wands in the upright, I might add. Yeah, lots of conflict, darling dears. Combative people. But the tongue wrestling still goes on. If you was in a relationship, you had to fight for your own dominance within a situation. 5 of Wands also speaks about some kind of a lawsuit. Yeah. But it also speaks about someone being in a situation with you and always searching for something better. Yeah, as far as a relationship is concerned. We've got the devil no longer in the details, darling dears. Realizing that your ego is not your amigo. Your ego will keep you settling and stuck in a situation that is not for you, darling dears. Devil card, Saturn. Yeah, Saturn energy on its forehead, darling dears. Okay. This person is something to do with teaching, a teacher. The school, something to do with the law, working with the law, legal situation. Okay. All right. This is about you leaving a situation, darling dears, that was extremely abusive, but it also speaks about the recovery. You're recovering with a line of precision. You're focused on this new beginning for yourself, darling dears. Yeah, 3 of Wands. All of the Wands energy coming out. This is your long-term goals, darling dears. It speaks of your ships coming in the form of what? Skrilla.com. Why? Because we have a 5 and a 3 together. They make money, darling dears. Some money. The energy of the 8th house speaks about, again, a new beginning, the rebirth of you, darling dears. Letting go of abusive situations. Yes, in every way, shape or form. This is about you focusing on your future as far as relationships are concerned, darling dears. Okay? The energy of the Wands tells me that your heart is light, moving forward. It's about you taking a risk on yourself, darling dears. And it also speaks about, as far as relationships are at this moment in time, you are definitely focused on your career. When you're working on your career, that's when love turns up. When you focus on love, your business takes off. This is how it goes, darling dears. Or if you're getting into something and not healed from the first something that you was just in, darling dears, you're opening up the gates of what? Hades, to let out the high commander Decepticons. Going into what? The rinse and repeat of the same cycle with a different meat suit. Yeah, 100%, darling dears. But this is about you moving forward. Your future plans working in your favor. Yeah, it also speaks about the preparation. And it's you playing the long game at this moment in time. Somebody's also about to build a house. But also for others, the 3 of Wands also speaks about a new commitment coming into your life. One that is not an ego-based, darling dears. One which is not abusive, darling dears. Okay. What about your friendships over the next 7 days? Oh, we've got the Tower moment plus the Page, darling dears. This is what? A bad girl, bad boy, bad news bear. Yeah. Friendships going through Tower moments at this moment in time. People that are very nosy. Page of Wands in the upright next to the Tower moment, darling dears. This person is very energetic in trying to find out your shiznai, darling dears. It also speaks about a house move. Again, the house move coming up. I believe that it could be changing of a lease, giving up a lease, but it's acquiring a new home. As far as friendships are concerned, darling dears, you're leaving certain situations behind. Lots of immature people that like to gossip. Look, the 10th cup on its face. You are no longer aligned with friendship circles, darling dears. Letting situations go. Okay? Yeah, because see the Page of Wands? He's pointing straight up to the 3 of Wands, darling dears. This is also what? An 11-11 fade. Things going in your way. Some kind of portal or gateway opening up for you, darling dears. That's definitely tied to some form of money luck. Yeah, no longer aligned with certain situations. You don't want to be around the gossipers. The people that are stuck in their own life, darling dears. Doing the what? Hamster wheel. Letting go of situations. Definitely a divorce. Ending of a friendship. Ending of a business association. But it's for your own spiritual alignment, darling dears. What about your money? The good, the golly, and the gosh, darling dears. Can you believe it? Skrilla.com. Money coming in. Page of Pentacles speaks of money coming towards you in the form of new opportunities. This is about you having faith in the process, but it's also the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the 2nd house. Yes, the 2nd house in astrology, the house based on your income, darling dears, how you make your money. It also speaks about your resources. This is the material as well as the non-material, but it's all tied up in your self-worth, darling dears. You had faith in yourself. In this situation, there was a lot of arguments, lots of fighting, darling dears, lots of back, front, neck tabbing. You may have as much as 2 progeny involved in a situation. You're also going to be having some news pertaining to one of your progenies, if they're going back to school, college or university. But this is going to be good news, darling dears. Maybe they're going to be putting some kind of high esteem in their college. It could be something to do with, I don't know, a prefect in school, a leader, whatever it is, darling dears. You're going to be hearing something about your progeny going back to school, college or university. Yeah, being put in high esteem, put in a better position. Okay. Your money is looking good, darling dears. This money is definitely coming to you. Ace of Wands in the upright. but it's something that you do in your job, darling dears. This is what's bringing this new return to you. Yeah, somebody's very stressed out about you, darling dears, thinking about what they did. Yeah, broke all your heart, darling dears. Took all of your physical strength, darling dears, and here they are, the marauder. Someone from the past is definitely thinking about you. You're caught. Listen, you're living rent-free, darling dears. But it's a situation that you've already freed yourself from. And it also speaks about an interview, some kind of party or celebration going to be going on. If you're being invited, darling dears, go. Why? Because whatever you was going through, it's now over, darling dears. This is you past the situation. World card on its forehead. Yeah. Somebody also feels like they've got unfinished business with you, darling dears. This person would like to approach you, person or people, but if they do, it's going to interrupt. You're going to get it back in the form of delays in your travel, delays in contracts, delays in things in general coming through. This person is a liar. Whatever they did to you, very abusive, darling dears. Yeah, they're thinking about what they did. Yes, they are thinking about what they did, darling dears. But strength card. They took all of your strength. They're just an energy vampire. Don't allow them back in. But anyway, the Three of Cups in the upright, darling dears. This is feminine energy. This speaks about your growth. This is moving forward. You was in some situation. It was like an open relationship, even an open friendship. Everybody was a better friend than you, darling dears. But this is about you utilizing the energy of the magpie. Be wise. Be wise. Everything that glitters is not gold, but things are going to be looking fabulously well for you, darling dears. You also, as I said, you've got the good news coming towards you, darling dears, in the form of Skrilla.com, darling dears. Continue to have faith. This is someone also going into formal training. It could represent you. Again, a lot of third house energy, learning new things. Some of you are going to be put in a position where you are a teacher, a mentor, but definitely stepping up to the mic. Ace of Wands. Okay, let's get one final card. Then we're out of here. To get great. Overcome the tension, darling dears. This is your time for expansion and being in alignment with what your soul is urging you to do. We have what? Emotions are running high. When emotions are running high, you run low, darling dears. Why? Because when you take the time to think about a situation, leave the situation and come back to the situation, you won't handle it in the same way. And remember, not everybody in the situation with you is there for your highest good. Control your emotions. Remember the King of Cups. And whatever they did, nothing is set in stone. Good golly and the gosh, darling dears. This is a waning crescent moon in reverse. And this is the key word for what? Surrender to the process. As we started the read, we shall finish the read. There is also regret. Listen, regret is not remorse, darling dears. Yeah, that's the difference between what? A Peter and a Judas. Peter had a bad day. Judas was just wicked. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat.